Welcome to Sports Adda's live post-match show. Salil, what a fantastic knock by MSD, scoring 18 runs of mere 6 balls. Fantastic win for CSK all the way to the finals here.
Absolutely, Paras. This came out of nowhere. It was absolutely unreal to see this kind of chase. I mean, we'll talk in detail more about that. But what a finish by MS Dhoni! Absolutely being signed off in many ways by a lot of us, but
Yeah.
really coming to the fore and delivering the goods and taking his team home in his signature way. What better way of to finish a match by CSK?
True. If you just waited post the match got over, you could have heard a lot of firecrackers bursting at the background. A lot of MSD fans waiting outside the stadium and celebrating this fantastic finish by him. I basically have. I'm actually very emotional at this moment, given we've been following MSD since such a long time, and we've seen vintage MSD tonight.
Absolutely. I think how he played in these last 6 matches in the UAE were highly opposite of what he played today. He just came and started hitting the ball really well. He missed a few, but I think all the runs that he made came off boundaries. So I think
Yeah,
no complaints there. He connected the ball well, and I think he knew they were going to bowl a lot of pace offs to him. So he
yeah.
waited for it and hit those crucial fours in the end. So I think he just played them with his mind here today, Paris.
A game of chess tonight by MSD, and he's come out victorious. Now, just talking about how the journey began for CSK in the batting lineup tonight. A very bad start, losing Faf early.
Yep, truly, I think South African versus South African. You hope that Faf would play them well, but I think that ball was too good for him. I think a brilliant bowling effort by Henrik Nokia. And just
Looking at this, just the stats here, Salil. Sorry to cut you. We see one name missing here, who is the major point of talking. That is Rabada. You
yep.
know, your views on that, please, Salil.
Well, I think there'll always be ifs and buts, but truly the history is written on what's really on paper and what transpires. But at this point in time, I think those 3 overs that Tom Curran bowled were brilliant, and he was the one amongst the
Yeah,
wicket as well. So that was the reason why Pant would have chosen to give it to him, purely because he would have already thought that they know how to play Rabada because they've kind of planned that out that in the last over we're going to play Rabada. So why not surprise them with Tom Curran? Because he was
yeah.
like the surprise package, all throughout this game, and he played brilliantly until that last over. And sadly, he had MS Dhoni on the other end, and waving his bat around. So sadly, that didn't work for Rishabh Pant. I think it was all nerves at a point where
Yeah.
whether you go with your gut feeling or whether you want to go with something that you you know a lot of information about your opponent that you try to make the wrong move, but then you have the best death bowler in the world in
Yeah.
your side. So what side do you choose? I mean, it's either this or this. And I think Rishabh Pant went the other way, maybe tried to get a little experimental, thinking that MSD's not been connecting a few, so he might not connect a few, but
Yeah.
he did connect a few. And I think even that six of the previous over was not proof enough for Rishabh Pant to realize that maybe this guy's in touch. So I
We've got a
think
fan comment here from Vandana Patak. Robin Uthappa coming to form at the right time, Salil. You spoke about him being a freak, a floater, can do anything. Your views, please.
well, I said that that's always going to be a great gamble to send him at number three. And I didn't expect him to score any more than 25 or 30 runs, but he just kept going. I think
Yes.
he was playing 20 runs of 10 balls, and then he just went after all the bowlers. And I think he played a brilliant knock there with two sixes and seven fours. I think Robin Uthappa's 63 ensured that Ruturaj Gaikwad could easily tap the ball around and get set while he went for
Yes.
the runs without any hit on the run rate. So
True.
I think that was a brilliant move by Dhoni to first experiment with this guy who would obviously have more, a situation of failing after 6 overs. But I think sending him earlier and luckily for him, Faf got out in the first over. So he had all those overs to use and whack around, which he did, and I think he played brilliantly.
True that, Salil. You just use the word luck. we consider luck and going hand in hand with an MSD over the years. He's pulled off such great miracles, and also talking about the experiments that he does. Now, you spoke very correctly about Robin Uthappa, pacing his innings very well and going after the bowling from ball one. But that gave Gaikwad time to settle, and his anchor sheet of an innings tonight of a special 70 is really helped CSK win.
Well, I think he's been the mainstay for CSK. He's been, NSD's main hitman, so to say. I think he's played brilliantly. I think
Yeah,
he paced his innings when he realized that Uthappa is the guy who's going for it. He easily gave him the strike, and
yeah,
and then he started stroking the ball around whenever he could. I think guys like Ruturaj, Gaikwad, who are so sound in their technique, can easily play when all the fielders are out on the boundary rope as well, because they will find the right ball and they will time you at least two balls out of the six balls they play. So they get you a 10
yeah.
run over any which way whenever they are set. And that's exactly what he did. At a point in time, you thought that he's going almost run per ball, but see
Yeah.
where he's ended. He's played 50 balls and scored 70. It's as good as Robin Uthappa. And I mean, both of them played with a strike rate of 140 towards the end. So
Yeah.
I think that's good enough for winning the match and playing around 17, 18 overs.
Right. So also talking about your key performer that you had predicted. What a moment of brilliance, that run out of Raidu. Perfect. Picture perfect, wasn't it?
Well, that was a moment where I thought that Shreyas Iyer came into the game. He got two catches and then
Yeah.
that throw, and what a take by Rabada! It was almost like he was wearing wicketkeeper gloves, and he just pulled it off like a keeper. I mean, anybody would be proud of that wicket. I mean, for a tall, lanky, fast bowler to be that quick and making that move, I think was brilliant. And Delhi kept in the hunt at that point in time. They really came into the
Yeah.
game with those three quick wickets, and just before Moeen Ali came and he played that small cameo.
Beautifully put. Now talking about Delhi, now that Chennai is sitting on top, they're already in the finals. Now Delhi again has to play either KKR or RCB. The match is up tomorrow. We've got the playoff card here. What do you think Delhi has to do in order to defeat either a KKR or a Bangalore? Given they've just lost a very crucial match. Do you think they'll change, chop a lot of things, or they'll just stick to the basics?
Well, it's obviously you cannot go far away from the basics. Honestly, when I look at this and what comes to Delhi after this is one is RCB and the other is KKR.
Yeah.
Both the teams are not going to give you as many runs as the Chennai bowlers will.
Yes.
And possibly Chennai really has the depth in the batting lineup that can chase a big score down. I mean, you still have a MSD and a Jadeja on crease and a Bravo still to come, and
Yeah.
you've already chased down 172 runs. I mean, that's a brilliance of another human being altogether. But the point is, for playing RCB or KKR, uh, they'll really have to up their game in a way. I think Ashwin needs to
Yeah.
kindly bowl slightly, maybe more of a wicket taker kind of a role. Do something what a Varun Chakravarti or Sunil Narayan does. Akshar
Yes.
Patel's been doing that, but he needs to support that. The good thing that's happening for KKR is all the spinners are bowling really well, and now Shakib in the mix makes it even more dangerous. I call them the pythons. They just strangle you for runs. And
True.
and
True.
if something needs to be spoken about in this version of IPL is the KKR bowling. They've been brilliant, and they've got that variety. And RCB on the other hand, you have a Mohammad Siraj, you have a UZ Chahal, and
Patel.
I think one of and the top wicket taker. So easily you're not going to score 172 runs, and I think you really need to make a few more effort to ensure that you don't lose out on those runs. Rishabh Pant had three dot balls in the last over. He could have
Yes.
tapped it for singles. So I think they were short of 10 or 12 runs very easily because I think they knew that they were going to score those in boundaries, but that wasn't enough, sadly, for them. So a little bit on the batting front and a little good decision making on the bowling front. You always give Rabada the last over.
Yes.
It's 2021.
Excellent, excellent inputs there, Salil. Once again, a big thank you to you for all your expertise, and for all the spectators out there. Tomorrow is KKR versus RCB. Winner plays Delhi to reach to the finals.
Yeah.
Thank you, Salil. This was Sports Adda Live. I'll see you tomorrow.